what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm a little sick, so hopefully be patient with me, but we're going to be talking about the Transformers Generation Studio Series Voyager Class Gamer Edition, War for Cybertron Thundercracker, and yes, that is a mouthful. So we already knew that this was coming out. We saw it with the listings, we saw it with the teaser image that they had at some sort of convention thing with all the other Studio Series stuff that they wanted to reveal. So, no surprise, we're getting Thundercracker. I mean, we got the Starscream, we got the Skywarp. It'd be weird if we didn't, but yeah, I gotta say that this is a much more vibrant blue than I thought it was going to be, because in-game he has a much toned down dark blue, and it almost kind of leans itself more towards a teal color compared to this, but no, they went with a flashy blue, and I'm totally fine with it. It's not as flashy as the ConstructBot's Thundercracker, which is awesome, but it's still in-your-face blue, and I'm fine with that. That's actually one of the main reasons why Thundercracker was always one of my favorites, or at least my favorite out of the main three. Anyways, it's got the typical yellow cockpit. It still doesn't have a trim around that, but I'm totally over that by now. I do like the red stripes on the wings. I feel like it could use a little more silver in the body. Like, you see those intakes, you see the stripes. I don't know, it's just lacking there. But if you look at the Skywarp, you could definitely see that a lot of the colors were sacrificed for the alt mode compared to the robot mode, because not even the shins were painted, so maybe it's best that they keep it this way. You can also see the little black tail fins at the back. You can see the metallic blue, that's just the paint. They tried to match it with the plastic, and you know, you can definitely tell that it's off. It's just how the tone is. But yeah, the Thundercracker in jet mode, it looks fine. In robot mode, that is my camera, not Thundercracker. In robot mode, yeah, you can see that blue throughout, which looks fantastic. You can also see that they tried to match it with the black. I love how they do it with the shins and the kneecaps to break it up with the legs, so that's nice. Nothing on the shoulder, which is unfortunate, and I don't know if I'm seeing any paint. Yeah, there is some paint in the intakes on the shoulders, which is totally fine. I'm not entirely sure which head he has, because if you compare Starscream to Skywarp, they actually have a different smirk. If I were to guess, maybe it's going to be Skywarp, but maybe to differentiate the two specifically, they're going to give him the Starscream one, or maybe he's going to come with his new head. Maybe he's going to have an open mouth or something. I don't know. Now, he does come with the mace weapon, and Starscream and Skywarp came with different weapons, so I expected that Thundercracker would either come with the same one or come with a brand new one, and he actually does come with a brand new one that's also similar to another one. It's the same rifle piece that came with Barricade. Now, people were upset and thinking, oh, why are we going back to this? Because it's actually different. You can see that it seems to be much bigger. I could be wrong about that, but it does have a peg on the bottom of it, which means that it's the same thing with the Starscream and the Skywarp. You can replace the arm, which is typical for the game, but you could also just plug it in the hand like normal. So I thought that was pretty cool that they decided to touch up with that. And yeah, I think it looks fantastic here. Can't wait to get him next to Starscream and Skywarp. Also, another thing that I want to bring up just very quickly, there was this poster to celebrate Transformers that had some Studio Series, it had some Age of the Prime stuff. And what people are pointing out is that Alpha Trion's alt mode seems to be included in this poster, which seems to be some sort of jet. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I do like the iconic colors of the purple, the red, the yellow is a nice touch. You can definitely see somewhat of the transformation with the feet clamping at the front, and then you can see the arms on the sides, because you could definitely tell that's the shoulders. You could also see the cape on the bottom, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't really use for the wings. Now, they didn't make it a lion, and I'm kind of fine with that, because they did that already, and, you know, he's got the lion heads as the shoulders, which I do kind of like, and I like the flow of the torso, but I'd like a more traditional Alpha Trion if they're going for a new mold. Yes, they already did one with the Scourge mold, but if we're getting new molds for Age of the Primes, I kind of want something that's a little different than the wolf. And considering that in Studio Series we're going to get, or the lion I should say, considering in Studio Series we're going to get the lion anyways, I'm fine with it. So with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time.